Hey guys, I'm doing well today. With Super Rugby Aotearoa now finished and done, I thought it'd be nice to go over Super Rugby AU now. Even though there's a few rounds left, I thought I can do some previews and base my dream teams off Super Rugby AU. So with this video, I'll be talking about the Western Force versus Reds in round 8, and yeah, the Force are playing at home at the Gold Coast. So to be honest, actually the Reds are also at home in a sense where they don't have to go too far. They'll be playing at Cobos Super Stadium. And yeah, no, the Western Force have only made 2 changes following to their loss last week against the Waratahs. So yeah, at number 1, they've selected Pek Kowan. At number 2, they're going with Andrew Reddy. At 3, they're going with Kieran Lawbottom. At 4, they're going with Jeremy Thrush. At 5, they're going with Ollie Atkins. At 6, they're going with Fergus Lee Warner. At 7, they're going with Kane Quatera. And at 8, they're going with Brain Standard. So yeah, it's a pretty good looking 4-pack there. I mean, Standard was pretty impressive, I'd say. I won't gonna say like last week, but he's been pretty well. I mean, he did score a try. I think it might have been last week where he got the only try for the Western Force, and he showed he's pretty dominant and I'd say he was pretty good within that breakdown. And yeah, no, it looks like Andrew Reddy's been promoted to the hooker, so which, that's kind of good for him, because he has been playing. He has been playing well pretty much off the bench, because most of it he's been actually pretty impressive off the bench, and he even scored a try in round 3 against the Reds. So yeah, no, he definitely deserves to get a starting spot. And yeah, no, it looks like the only other change they've really made is with Ollie Atkins. He's starting at 5, so he's also getting a promotion, you could say. And with that, that also means that Fergus Lee Warner has been shifted to 6 with Henry Stower, who's being rested for this game. And he definitely deserves to be rested because he's been playing out of his skin really for the Western Force. I mean, out of all the players, I've been probably most impressed with Henry Stower throughout this competition. He's just a force to be reckoned with really. And within the opening rounds, he was pretty impressive as well. So yeah, definitely deserves to get a rest. So at number 9, they selected Ian Pryor. He's the captain of the side once again. At number 10, they're going John O'Lance. At 11, they're going Brad Lacey. At 12, they're going Richard Coyote. Great to see, ex-All Black there. Number 13, they're going Kyle Goodwin. At 14, they're going Brian Roston. And at 15, they're going Jake Shackton. So yeah, no, very good looking back line really, with Ian Pryor and John O'Lance. They've had a good combination, I'd say. I mean, John O'Lance always has something up his skin where he always has a mistake within him, which I kind of noticed. But other than that, he's pretty good, as well as Ian Pryor as well. Richard Perry I thought was pretty impressive throughout the last match against the Waratahs. He pretty much showed why he deserves to still be playing, and yeah, he definitely showed that dominant force and how physical he is really. Brian Ralston, I've been impressed with him throughout this whole competition, and hopefully he can score more tries really. So moving on to the bench, they have I'd say a somewhat decent bench. I'm not gonna say they have a amazing bench. I'd say out of all the benches within Super Rugby AU, they probably have, I'd say the the least amount of impact players who can make an impact within that second half. I mean, they have the likes of McGregor and I'd say Nick Frisbee, who's the ex-Wallaby himself. But other than that, I'm not gonna really say that any other players could really make an impact. I mean, I know there's the veteran Testman. I guess he can come back as the hooker, but other than that, I'm not really gonna say it's an amazing bench right there. Hopefully, McGregor and Frisbee can make an impact off the bench though. So, other than that, moving on to the Reds. So, the Reds have also made only 1 change following, last week's win against the Rebels, which was very important. But yeah, at number 1, they're going with Jack Schrader. At number 2, they're going with Brandon Pengamosa. At 3, they're going with Teniano Tupo. At 4, they're going with Angus Bleef. At 5, they're going with Lachlan Saikai Loto. At 6, they're going with Liam Wright, who's the captain of the side, of course. At number 7, they're going with Fraser McWright. And number 8, they're going with Harry Wilson. So yeah, it's a very dominant forward pack there. I mean, essentially their loose forward trio could be a Wallaby loose forward trio if you wanted to say. And yeah, all of them, especially, Liam, I was impressed with all of the loose forwards within last week's game against the Rebels. I mean, particularly Fraser McWright. I mean, he did make my dream team. And man, he got, I think, 22 out of 26 tackles, which was very impressive. He's always known for his, tackling stats, and he definitely, boosted it up within that match. Yeah, and other than that, I mean, you have the likes of Lachlan and Saikai Loto. He also made my dream team, and he's always a solid player. He always gives you a 7 out of 10 performance each week. And yeah, Taniano Tupo, very impressed with him as well, and Brandon Pengamosa, yeah, he did get a try within last week's Rebels game, and yeah, Tupou just, man, he had that crazy tackle on Famalasi from the Rebels, so yeah, it was great to watch, really. So, moving on to the backs for the Reds, they have the likes of Tate McDermott, James O'Connor at 10. They have at 11, they have Filippo Dangadu. At 12, they go with Hamish Stewart. At number 13, they go with Jock Flock. At 14, they go with Jordan Patea. And at 15, they go with Jock Campbell. So, it's a very good looking back line there. I mean, also you can see that Hunter Asami did get a knee injury within the last game against the Rebels. So, they're going with the young gun Jock Flock to start at the outside center spot, which I find interesting because he's normally known for playing 10 within the school, but the schoolboys and all that. But yeah, no, it should be interesting to see him play because this will be definitely his Reds debut, and hopefully he can make an impact within that starting team. But yeah, other than that, you have the likes of Filippo Dangadu and Jordan Mateo, who I think were very impressive within last week's match against the Rebels. They both caused a bit of damage, you can say, with Patea getting that try early on and Dangadu just normally doing his steps, which is great to see. And Jonathan Corner, he's been fantastic really for the Rebels. Really, he's created the most chances within Super Rugby AU. So yeah, just hopefully he can keep up with his performance and impress Dave Rennie at the Wallabies coach, and maybe get a return to the Wallabies. But we'll wait and see. But yeah, other than that, that's what the starting lineup for the Reds. Moving on to their bench, they have another decent bench. I'm not gonna say it's definitely stronger than the Western Force. Don't get me wrong, but I'm still gonna say it's decent. They have a few guys like Cooper and Nazir. They have Hardy and Bring Hegarty, so you can make a slight impact off the bench. But I'm not gonna say it's gonna make a massive deal really from this match. I think really whoever's gonna win this game will win it by the first half. That's what I think, but. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that. But yeah, moving on to the prediction. The last time, like I said, these two teams played, the Reds did win 31-24 in round 3. And yeah, that was probably the Western Force best game I've seen them play so far. But yeah, no, I do think, I mean, it's hard to say, but if the Reds do win this game, they will temporarily go on top of the leaderboard. Because the Brumbies and Waratahs do play later on Saturday. But if I had to say who will win this match, I'm gonna go with probably the bookies and what they'll probably agree with. I'm gonna say the Western Force. I'll say it's gonna be 12-26 to the Reds. Yeah, 12-26 to the Reds will be my final prediction. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.